Hey fellas and ladies, how y'all doing? This is OV Transport Guy coming to you. I believe this is going to be episode 5. I happen to sometimes lose count, right? But anyway, nonetheless, so I am on the tollway right now, and I just dropped off an individual. This is very interesting, and there's a little question behind it. So I picked up a father and his son today, and the son is special needs type of situation. Nice, cute kid, and obviously, when you're dealing with autism, ADD, things like that, the names that they love to give people, when you're dealing with challenges, I'll say that. There are provisions you might want to consider. And here's the thing. Most people kind of veer away from something like that because they don't want to deal with it. A lot of times they just don't understand at all, the type of situation. And there's a little bit more that you have to do and be a little bit prepared for. So for example, one of the things that I actually did when designing my vehicle the way I wanted it to be was to have a specific distraction for special needs kids or adults, whichever the case is. Again, it calls for a cool, calm attitude. Your behavior, how you talk, how you speak, be clear and precise in what you say. Sometimes there's some special needs. Sometimes they may repeat something over and over and things of that nature. So you actually have stuff like that that'll happen. Sometimes they may, say your name repeatedly a whole lot, but I find I actually have a game that I use. It's called Octopus. It was given to me for free by the corporation, and they work and coincide with Uber and stuff like that. But I actually use that because it does have trivia games, have challenges. It has, weather report. It has your information on there and your face and all that stuff when you set that up. But I find that actually very good. It's not just your typical, PlayStation or Xbox game. It's not like that at all. You actually have to press the buttons. And some of you guys have seen that if you go into restaurants like, TGI, Fridays, steakhouse places, they'll have a little deal where you can pay. And there's games on those typically too. You may have to search for it. So this one is just a little bit bigger. It's like an iPad type of deal. And I'll show you guys what that looks like here in just a second. But the cool thing about it, he actually enjoyed it. And I'm glad I was able to have that set up for him. And again, the idea is just thinking about what needs can I actually serve, you know what I'm saying? So again, one thing that I always say to people when they ask me about the type of work I do, I tell them I'm more than a driver. I also, do more than just that. I'll try to make sure I have provisions in place, just in case you need it, what I possibly can have. So not only do we, provide comfort, but, stuff like that. Sometimes little bitty of things go a long way. Okay. So let me show you what this looks like real quick so you kind of get an idea. Okay. So that's what this is. This is your Octopus, as you can see. So you have your, map, and so it's kind of similar to what you find in restaurants. You have your weather information, you have your driver, so it has my information on there too, and that's basically what it is. Like I said, it's about the size of a iPad. I mean, it's actually what it is. It's just being converted for something else, and so that's pretty cool. And it does have trivia games on it. Typically, when I hit the little X button, then the commercials go through, the games will come up. So we'll have that type of information. And I would say for you guys, this is absolutely ideal. If I were to tell anybody, hey, something to get in your vehicle, this is one of them. You know what I'm saying? And I have a lot of students and special needs and kids and even parents, or if they've got something, they're bored, this is the absolutely perfect thing. And it has Netflix on it too. You put your account in, you got your little deal here to plug in if you need to, and your little earbuds or whatever. And I have earbuds deal set up for this anyway. So if somebody wants to look at something Netflix and they put in their account to Netflix, then, they can watch what they want to watch too if they're not using their phone. And of course, it's already powered by their own Wi-Fi. But even if they didn't have it, I would use my Wi-Fi for it anyway, So that's kind of how that works. All right, so as you guys can see, that works out pretty well. And of course, another thing too, when you deal with special needs, just mainly children, be sure your vehicles have child locks on there. And if you don't know how to work it, YouTube it. They have for all the models. That's why, another reason why it's imperative, if you purchase a vehicle, it should be a few years older, preferably a few years older, even if, when I get a fleet of cars, whatever the case is, I'm always going to use vehicles 2 to 4 years older regardless, because all your manufacturer, all that information have been up there so long that, it'll be resource reliable, because, they do update that stuff. So any better way to do it, you have a vehicle that's old enough, all that information and then some, versus maybe a new vehicle. Depending on how new it is, maybe not all the information you need may be in it. I don't know, but I just seem to find it a little bit better with a more older vehicle. So yeah, that's the thing that you're definitely gonna want to do. So make sure you have your child lock on there. And of course, too, another thing I want to kind of throw out there real quick while I have time. Typically, for example, I charge, $35 an hour. And I had a few people that thought that was a little expensive. I said, okay. I said, now, given that, wear tear on your vehicle, your insurance that you obviously carry, the miles that you're putting on your vehicle, the type of scenarios and situations. And I also throw in there something you alter too, your amenities, okay? The fact that I'm saying, hey, I got massage seats with an S, right? I got massage devices for your feet and other parts of your area. All that is accounted. So if you ask me, hey, can I use massage seat? I got you. Hey, can I use foot machine? I got you. Hey, I got 2 separate charging devices that are universal. You know what I'm saying? So if a passenger is riding in here, he can charge up several devices. You know what I'm saying? 2 universals, and then my personal own that I don't mind anybody using either. So, you've got several options here, Then you got, snacks and water and stuff like that. Great conversation from yours truly, right? Another thing too, you may not think of, and I'm just throwing out nuggets, okay? Throwing out nuggets as a driver. People, for the most part, like in reaction. What I mean by that is most people like to socialize. Okay, most people like to be heard, like to be entertained, like to have a good conversation, stuff like that. People pay a lot of money for therapy. Now, I'm not saying I'm a therapist at all, but I got good ears, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, look at that, bunny ears, right? So I can listen, and give some advice if it's warranted, and I always ask you, if that's something that they want, or just agreeing with them, or just hearing them out. People will pay a lot of money for therapy, and a lot of times in therapy, they're just kind of spilling out what's in them. Most people will talk to you if they don't know you, tell you personal stuff, things that they did, and may not ever see you again. Don't know you from Jack and Jill, you know what I'm saying? So all these things you've got to consider. of why you're charging, because you have to have a person that's in your vehicle. You're providing all these things for them. You're putting wear and tear on your vehicle, wear and tear, mileage, gas, insurance, all that stuff. All that has to account. In other words, in a nutshell, what I'm saying is know your worth. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to undercharge, but you don't want to overcharge too. So these are things just kind of to think about. So again, all I'm doing is just basically giving nuggets on stuff. And I'm going to tell you how it is, because I'm out here, doing what I do each and every day, growing my personal business and platform on top of working other stuff, because I'm going somewhere with this. So any advice that I can give you guys, hey, keep expanding your horizons, keep growing. You've got something that you want to do. Get out there and do it, and don't make excuses. Get out there and do it, because if you don't do it, somebody else will, and you be looking stupid. Like, man, I wish I had done it. Yeah, you kind of wish you could have, but you have the opportunity. So, folks, that's it for right now. OV Transportation Guy coming back at you, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Now, guys, also like and share my stuff. Hit me up on some comments. And as always, be blessed. And may the Lord bless you and keep you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace out. Much love. Bye, y'all.